Hi everyone, welcome to Obscurities and Miniatures. Today we've got a new release from Warmachine. As part of the Mercenaries, we have, can I read that? Glyn Cormier, the Illuminated One. So this is a Morrowind Laelies solo. In the Morrowind, we're one of the religious factions in the Iron Kingdoms, if I remember my fluff correct. And I do gotta say, I appreciate the fact that Privateer Press is including at least a rough CG render of what the model should look like, rather than have me going back, playing on the computer and trying to figure out what is what. Of course, half the time, these newer models haven't been showing up on the website. So anybody from Privateer is watching, or if anybody can pass the word, please tell them to update their websites so this stuff can show up and people can find out about it. Because I feel like I'm fighting the good fight, but it feels like a losing battle sometimes. So this model in particular, I thought was quite a cool looking inquisitorial model. And I mean, with just a little bit of modification, if at all, you've got yourself a cool looking model that can be used in, well, just about any setting. I mean, it can go fantasy, it could go sci-fi, it can go wherever you need this model to be. And outside of actually reading the rules, I'm not even sure if it's a male or a female. I'm going to guess female, just based on the tiny waist of the model. Detail, as always, on the metal sculpts that Privateer releases is top-notch. No problems there. The only problem I've ever seemed to have is trying to get parts to attach when they don't want to cooperate. And there's always one, it seems. So our model friend here, whose name I already forgot, Glyn Cormier, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, which I probably am not, is only 3 pieces. We have the main body and the head's already attached, and then the arms are separate. I thought this was a crossbow of some sort at first. Turns out it's not. It's just a big honking gun. And I was wondering if the hand was there. There it is. Can't really see the fingers on the other side. I was wondering if maybe she had some kind of cyborg attachment. And then we have the sword itself with all kinds of cool little runes. And if I could actually read any of the Iron Kingdom runes, I'm assuming that it probably actually says something. My guess is it's the name of the sword or somewhat related to that, or somehow related to Morrowind. Could be wrong, but anyway. So I'm going to get her glued together, and let's see if I have any other Privateer models laying around. So pretty simple, but quite cool nonetheless. I was not aware that any of the new Morrowind models had actually hit retail yet until I was dorking around on the computer and stumbled across them. So I guess this is more of just a public bit of information to let everybody know, and especially if you're looking for a cool looking Inquisitor for whatever your game may be it Frostgrave, Dragon's Rampant, Song of Blades and Heroes. Throw her in on, with these weapons. Heck, she'd probably fit in with stuff that's, scrappers, post-apocalyptic type stuff as well. So, definitely a cool little model. Let me grab some glue and we'll put her all together here. Not that it took much work, but we got Glyn Cormier here all built up. And I gotta say, they're definitely, still not sure, I think it's a female, but they are definitely a nice witch hunter Inquisitor type model. And like I said before, I think with very little effort you could totally have this model in a game of 40k or Necromunda or Inquisition or something like that, and it really would not look that far out of place. I mean, that is a fancy gun that really any Inquisitor with their salt would be jealous of. So grabbing a couple other models just to give you a good sense of scale, I think you can obviously, since they're not a genetically altered human, would find plenty of space on a 40k tabletop if you are playing with other players that don't mind you getting a little fast and loose with model lines. But let me see if I can find any other Privateer models handy. So sliding them out of the way. So obviously scaled appropriately for Iron Kingdom style games. But I keep looking at this model and I keep thinking to myself, I really can get a lot of bang for my buck with her, because I don't think I'm going to actually play anything with Warmachine, but using her in other skirmish style games, Chronicles of the Wayfarer model here, have her lead a retinue of sisters perhaps from Shield Wolf. Heck, with that duster and the hat, wouldn't look too far off hanging out with guys like Cornelius Base here from Malifaux. So I think with the weapons, And the style of clothing, she's pretty, and I'm going to just keep referring to her as a she, but I think she's pretty safe in just about any setting, especially depending upon how you paint her up. I think it's very setting agnostic how she looks. A bit of a Western, bit sci-fi, bit fantasy, bit steampunk. I think you can really get a lot of use out of her. So she was definitely one I was looking forward to, and I'm still pretty tempted to see what other Morrowind models are coming out. So keep your eyes peeled, and hopefully we'll see some more privateer stuff on this channel in the future. With that said, this is High Lord Tamerlane with Obscurities and Miniatures, saying thanks for watching, and we'll see you all back here soon. Bye-bye.